On today's episode, I wire in a Warn VR10 Evo winch into this 2006 Jeep Wrangler. Alright, so I'm gonna attach this winch to this battery, and I'm gonna swap out these kind of wimpy terminal ends for something a little bit more heavy duty. These are nice because you can actually attach some stuff with terminal ends a lot nicer. It's pretty much necessary if you're going to be attaching a bunch of stuff to a battery. It makes life a lot easier, right? Kind of didn't record some of this, and like this is the ground cable for the new winch that we just put on this Jeep, and it's just nice. You can attach, you can take these off. This could stay right on the battery if you ever need to change stuff out, and just makes life a lot better. So get rid of these guys, and we'll get to swapping these on here. It's kind of a process because you gotta get rid of these factory style ends that are crimped on. I'm sure you could just drill these out to fit this bolt, but it makes more sense to just actually replace them, make them nice, heat shrink some tube on them. It only takes a little bit. So, all right, I'm gonna get going on doing this, and you guys can watch. And with magic, it'll all be done, possibly. So this is kind of a bad example. I already kind of got some of this stuff already pre-ready, but basically I just made sure that this isn't going to get too much sheathing off of that. I'm going to use one of these battery crimping tools. Pick these up at the auto parts store when I picked up the battery ends. It just makes life better. Makes a pretty nice actual real crimp. So let's get some heat shrink on that. Just a nice looking terminal end. There's nothing wrong with these. It's just, I mean, it's just a weight difference even. I mean, these are solid lead. These are just kind of pressed metal, you know. They just don't hold the current or the demand that winch is going to draw. There's a chance this could melt and cause all sorts of problems. And it's just not worth playing with. For how inexpensive this stuff is, well worth it. I think these are called like a marine end. I think these are like a boat battery, basically. I know at my Napa, they're behind the counter, and they're reasonable, $10 or something. They're worth it. So every battery I end up redoing cables on, they get these. So well worth it. Biggest thing is you could take all your accessories off and keep the terminal end on and not mess up, you know, over tightening this thing half a dozen times. So cool. Okay, well, that one's good. Let's get the positive side done here. So I just do that so I can grab some more of that factory harness, but I can see there's a little bit of corrosion in here, so when I strip this back, we'll see if it's actually useful or not. Kind of go from there. So in an effort to try and save these, I mean, I can see there's some corrosion down in there, but I don't have any wire here at the house, and these ends are cheap enough. I'm gonna just use this wire, and if he's got any problems with this, I'll have to probably do this a different time, but try and clean up some of this, try and knock off all that oxidation, and see about just kind of letting it go for what it is right now. I have a trip coming up, so just want to try and get this done so we can get some miles on it before we're out in the woods kind of deal. So. So, new terminal ends ready to go on. Let's take a look at the winch side and see. I gotta get some routing done to get that positive cable up here and see how we need to fish it through to make it work. Alright, so I pulled that ground cable out, and I don't want to put it just in just yet because I want to get a good measurement on it, clip this down. I don't want a whole bunch of excess material just floating around in there, and I also want to sheath it in this like nylon-y just wire sheath. I buy the spool on Amazon. It's nice because you can kind of get it to shrink down the more you push it, and kind of like a Chinese finger trap. It can kind of go bigger for other wire that's big, and it just looks nice, fits nice, kind of finishes off the project, makes it look like you're not an idiot, and it's worth the couple bucks that I pay for that, and just gives it that extra little bit of chafe resistance in case it finds a sharp edge or something in there. Just one less thing. It's pretty easy. You just kind of shove it over and kind of work it down, and I'll end up actually putting some heat shrink over the end of it to keep it from coming off kind of deal. So I'll get this kind of put on, and we'll go back over to the Jeep and kind of measure it up for where I think it's gonna go. Wrap this up with some tape and just kind of give it something to slide over. I don't have a lot of room, so I'm gonna try and kind of clear up some room here. Basically, just get this the fuse box out of here. Just kind of clear this area up because I want to tuck those wires in so that they're kind of safe and out of the way, and it's nice to have a little bit of room to work with here. So I think I want to run it basically underneath this AC line here. See, there's some other wiring already. Maybe kind of follow where this factory wiring goes. Let's see what that looks like. This hole here, put a couple of these just wire hold downs. They're kind of rubbery, keep them from moving around too much. I think that'll probably be enough tie down to keep it safe in all directions. Just for their dry fit here, I'll attach this. As long as you don't attach both at the same time, should be in okay shape. It's kind of nice to get an idea. Like, I can already tell I want to bend this to kind of give this a little bit easier of an arc. I don't like how tight this is. I'll bend that real quick. So I just took it over there. I have some soft jaws, my vise, just kind of put it in there, bent it over a little bit. Basically just gives it that little bit of extra that you don't have to try and get that hard angle in this wire. See, I like that. This way. Kinda beat this down and around, out of the way stuff. So it's hard to see, but the ground bolt for this winch is down here. So you can see I got quite a bit of extra here. So I'm gonna cut this down. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of extra yet. Cool. And I want this to be a hard bend, so I'm going to go bend this in the vise again. So basically at this point it's repeat that step we just did over at the bench. I'm going to trim this down, put some heat shrink on it, kind of go from there. Now we have a cable that's halfway custom, kind of a little bit nicer than what they sent you, and let's toss it back in. Same sheathing on this. Now, don't have anything to really color coordinate it. Once it's in the sheath, short of just some heat shrink on that. So I guess that would probably be the only downside. To get access to this hot cable, I ended up pulling the top of this cover off and kind of reaching under here. It's a little fiddly, so I didn't do it at first, but you know what? Why not? We might as well. I got to, so take you along for this ride. It's definitely there's funner things, but this'll do. Alright, so that's pretty much all of it here. I tucked it up nice. It's not really rubbing anywhere that I don't think I can avoid. And let's plug that winch line in now and see how that does. Just plugging that controller in there, and looks like I got a red light. Let's see. Yeah, no, that seems to work. Got a synthetic line to match here, and maybe we'll even spool this in real quick. I don't know, we'll see. It's pretty frigid outside, so. A quick overview, we got the winch on, got it wired in, tightened up our ground bolt down here, our positive up there, ran those wires in. I did end up adding some, like a strain relief almost in this area here, just to give these wires some extra protection from getting pulled around too much. Still got to replace some of these parts over here, and they terminate over at the battery in these nice new heavy-duty blocks, and should be good to go. So let's slap the rest of this back together and start it up, make sure we didn't mess anything else up while we were working, and go from there.